There we go. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome all. Couple of glitches here and there. I am so sorry for this. Welcome to the second slash third. Call it what you want. I'm not even 100% sure where we sit at. Nonetheless, this is our second race for this evening slash third one. Here at Logistical Nightmares Racing. So we're on top of the hour. Guys have done their qualifying session. I had some technical difficulties here and there just to get into the stream, getting it to work. Didn't realize that there was a problem with my stream key. But I do hope you all are welcome. 10, 11 boys on the track. They are finishing up their qualifying session. Some of them are going to be angry boys. Qualifying time frame was 5 minutes. They into the last 2 minutes, which is session over minute. So some of the individuals that didn't get time to put their qualifying is going to start at the back of the pack. The race is a bit unpredictable. It started off with nice and sunny in the practice session. It went over to wet for the qualifying. So again, these guys were not fully prepared. Changed it over a bit. So things have progressed dramatically. But we got a couple of new names here. So Skiddy One, known at LNR, Popcorn, Robin, Dave, the DMR, Wolfman, Willie, Mr. Danzy, and then we got a guy called Franken SAWRX. And the session has ended. Not a lot of boys are going to be happy. Something happened. There's something wrong with my actual settings of the race, and in all fairness, something is just not right. So from a server set point of view, I think there's something massively gone wrong with the basic settings of everything. But we are where we are. I need to click drive. I have to start where I'm starting at this moment. Oh my word, this is such an awful start. Hey, I'm gonna get a word of it from these boys when we finished. Yeah, Aish, met big Aish. I'm like, what has happened? I apologize in advance. I don't know what happened, but the server is not doing what I'm expecting it to do. It is all over the show. Half of the boys didn't have time to do their proper qualifying session. Which means I'm gonna sit back and scratch my head. Nonetheless, let me get back onto my streaming epics. So, where are we today? Logistical Nightmares Race 2/3. We're on ACC console side of it. 11 boys on the track. Some new, some old to the LNR community. But we are doing it for a sponsored event for Twinz Motosport. I mean, one of our good sponsors popping it up. Twinz Motorsport is a UK-based company that predominantly does a lot of tubes and things like that. Very UK-based. They have approached our community. They are now one of our pride sponsors. Today we're doing a full LNR Logistical Nightmares day in and with some of our partners over at Raceface, which is a PC dominant racing community, and then of course Steady State, who is our broadcasting facilities. So I do hope this goes well. You guys have got 2 hours of me. It's gonna be tough, and if I say tough, to do a broadcasting event that has just taken place not so long ago. So Just a little while back, the boys finished a 6-hour endurance race, which was hosted by Racefaced and broadcasted by Steady State and a good guy by the name of G Max and Sean Mumford. That was the commentators over on that side. Now, you have myself, aka Sean Eleanor Sharks, being your broadcaster for this evening, presenting a 2-hour race for you on ACC for PS4. 11 drivers on the slot. They're gonna soon start off their formation lap. Guys on the stream, welcome to you all. Jacques, Galen, JJ, welcome to see you. Sarge giving a shout out there to Skitty. Paul giving a shout out there to Dave. So this is going to be interesting and entertaining. I'm happy to see that we have 11 drivers. It first started off like a kickoff where we wanted to do a team event, similar to what we do in PC. I mean, we have 2 drivers racing as a team. One driver takes the first stint, second driver takes the second stint. Didn't have that many people that was keen on that from an ACC point of view in the console side of it. So we've switched over to do a 2-hour endurance race. I am glad to see we have 11 guys here. It looks very nice. Sunny weather here in the UK on Alton. And again, Alton is actually quite a nice track. Not my favorite on a GT3, nonetheless, but I actually enjoy the track on GT4. So as you guys can see, I mean, it's got like a, I don't even know what to call it, but that looks like an axe-shaped effect from a track point of view. The hairpins is very interesting, followed by these square block straight lines and a lot of chicanes here and there, but a phenomenal track on GT4s. I love driving this track on a GT4s, not on a GT2. It just doesn't feel like it's there. So probably 2 main reasons why we're doing this today. One, there's a bunch of us that love GT4 cars. I'll put my hand up on one of that. And then 2, our sponsor is Twinz Motosport. They are proudly based in the UK, sponsoring all of these events today. So we thought, let's just put a decent road car, race car on some UK tracks. Just make it a good fun day for racing. So, Paul asking me if I've got beer. He has beer. Yeah, well, do I? Will I? Have I? I don't have beer. I have made beer, but it's definitely on the card. Okay. JJ there going like, track looks like a pot with a melted handle. Epically fun. We are at the beginning of the race. Gonna kick it off with a helicam. See if I can get the cars all placed on. Currently looking at Franken SA sitting in 7th spot. Kale seems to be starting from the pits. He didn't get enough time to get his car off the mark. Everyone's off the racing line. Looks clean and solid from the beginning of track. No real incidents, and that is exactly what we are looking for. Good racing, good everything. Eleanor Pace sitting in 10th position, so this is up to him to start from the back, and let's see if he can get all the way through this individuals and make his way through. Battles are all over. Lap 1, race 1. It kicked off. 2 hours of endurance racing at Alton. Beer definitely for the win. To be fair, my beer is in my fridge. It's fermenting at the moment, or finishing up. So I'm doing homemade beer with all the COVID and everything. And again, back onto COVID, boys. Hope you're all well. Take good care. Look after yourself. Lots of good racing going on. Guys seem to be settling very nicely in the first lap. I'm loving the look that I see. I'm gonna go into the settings. I'm not that blessed with having the functionality of to pick who I want to pick, so I go by number and see where the races are. Look at where we sit. Popcorn in his Audi did one of our races this week. He's now back into the endurance race for a 2-hour session. Looking good and comfortable in second place. He does have the pace with that Audi. He is trying to chase down Skirty, who put down an immaculate first lap of a 1 minute 40 down. That's a full 1.5 seconds gap. Holy hell. Just looking at it from a distance point of view, that's the gap from first to second in a matter of 1 lap. Then again, not far behind Popcorn is Robin with his Janetta. And it's good to see these small cars on track now. So we got a lot of Janettas, Audis, 1 or 2 Mercs on the track. Pace in the pits. Now I wonder what happened there. Kalen started on wedge. Rest in peace. Oh my goodness. That is so unfortunate. No! Oh, Popcorn going very wide on that. Missed his braking marker. That is for sure going to decrease that delta between him and Robin. And then we have Dave not far from it. So I'm going to go back 1 step. Because this is where the back fight seems to be. Mid-back battles all the way. These guys are fighting for positions. First, second and third. Dave in a Janetta. Now that is a different view. But loving the colors. Very white, slight orange. Looking immaculate. He's being chased down by DMR Wolfman Willie. Two Janettas fighting it hard. I'm loving this. Robin looks quick in the Janetta too. Robin's very quick these days. The man has got severe pace. So Top Console Boys Racing, surprisingly, ACC seemed to have just brought out the best in some of these individuals. Robert Dobbin, a guy that used to race mostly on project cars, loved project cars, very good on ACC. Dave took ACC by storm, and he's doing quite well. Popcorn, Skitty, aliens of their own classes. And then, I'm not going to forget the other new boys on the block, which is DMR Wolfman, Willie, Dancy, Mr. DMRE, Jan, and then Frank, who I've never seen on a track ever, especially on ACC, probably in GT Sport. A lot of battling going on there at the back. So, quite a few new names here, and it's good to see new guys coming into the venture. Requirements on today's race though is a 1 mandatory pit stop for the boys, so strategies will differ. We've limited the tire sets to 5, and that's just to keep it more interesting. We love good racing, but we add that element of challenge. Like, not everything's easy in life. I am happy for the guys that they've got good sunny weather, exactly where I sit at the moment. Probably not as sunny, slightly cloudy, but a good day today. These boys are definitely battling it out. Robin seems to have the upper hand at the moment. Skitty A4 away, he's gone in his BMW. Car does have legs. DMR Wolfman Willie sitting comfortably there at the back, and then I'm looking at those two Mercs. Between Jazz and Dancy. It's a long race for these boys. Dancy taking out the wheelbarrow. Here comes the bet. Boys on the stream are betting it out. Mr. Eleanor Pace, who by word of mouth from the YouTube stream indicated that he started on wet. So he selected the wrong tire at the start of the race. He's got a lot of time that he needs to make up. Didn't have a good qualifying session. Now he's got to make up a spectacular run from last to first is the challenge. So let's see how that goes. Battle, however, is here smack bam in the middle. Frankie versus Hannes. Hannes in his Merc, challenging Frankie, going on the inside line. Two guys very aware of each other, cautiously going through it. Lovely drive, good epic racing. This is how we do it, boys. Spatial awareness, be kind and courteous to all. Race hard, but have fun is what we call it. Dave slowly closing out on Robin there, looking at the Delta. Hannes looking very racy today. Beautiful livery on that Merc though. Porsche might have the upper hand here. Merc looks very racy, takes the inside line. Will he make the pass count? Coming into the corner, no, sets back. Looking for a secondary opportunity. Merc is good in, Merc seems to be slower through the corners. Porsche has the upper hand. Doesn't look like the Porsche has got the straight line speed though. Frankie having the 2/3. Looks fine, sure. Got a notification that my stream might have conked out there a little bit, so I hope that didn't happen. I do hope you boys are still free, welcome, still watching everything. All looks well, that goes well. There you go, excellent connections and everything, so I can continue. Frankie's still holding her back, Hannes, unaltered. Hannes, or HVD Sant, looking very racy though. Just not sure where to make his move. Porsche's got the grunt going in and out of the corners though. Merc seems to have the pace on long straights. Oh, Frankie making a bit of a mistake there. Working that Porsche very hard. Yeah, the back tires just grunting away as he enters and exits the corners. You can see Frankie all over with his wheels. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm yet to figure out if anyone can find that out to me. The last time I've noted is Mr. Franken SA is on a controller. So the man's driving ACC on a controller, not on a wheel. going on the outside. This is where it gets dangerous. Probably not the best place to do them off. Ooh, put on the grass, put on the grass. Shoo! Sweating, sweating. That is dangerous. But a brave move. Wasn't a success at all. Han is still looking for space to make a move. He knows he is quicker. He's just struggling to find it and understand where he can take the move. Frankie working hard. I can't disagree with you there, Jacques. This man is working that controller, keeping Hannes behind him is a phenomenal effort. Oh, going a bit wide there. Yeah, that's gonna get Hannes on the run. Hannes gonna make that move stick. That's a definite move. Everything's going wrong with me today. Need to find places to charge things. Okay, getting back onto the stream. Where's all the action? Where are the boys racing? Frankie got past. Skitty is way there in front. Interesting to see that there's such a wide gap at the moment between the individuals racing. Looking at Skitty, haven't seen him since the start of the race. He is doing phenomenally well, leading the race. "15 minutes into it, and he is off into the sunset." Making the gap, making it count, doing it corner by corner. Closest battle by far that I can see, just looking at the deltas at the moment, is still these two little Janettas. Dave chasing down Robin, who is now 6 seconds ahead of Jazz. Working the Janetta as best as he can. So 2 Janettas on track. And talking about Janettas, I mean, the variety of cars are actually quite interesting from a picking point of view. So we only have one Beamer here, which has been taken by the lead of the track, which is Kitty, and he's headed off way ahead of everyone else. Then Popcorn and Pace with an Audi. Now Popcorn had a good start. Popcorn didn't make his qualifying count, so he's got 1 lap there. Pace on the other hand made a vital error in the beginning, and he probably needs to go and speak to his engineer and figure out what went wrong, because from word of mouth on the street is that he got given wet tires on a dry track which just didn't suit the situation at all. I don't know what his engineers did, but he needs to go and have a talking with them. So he is fighting all the way from last place with a pit stop in hand, trying to gain momentum and hopefully get to the front back, purely just because of that mistake. So we're sitting with the two Audis, and then of course we're looking at the two Janettas, which have been battling since the race start, so kind of good. Dave picking up the pace again. He's all over the back of that Janetta. Then we have four Mercs, and they are driven by Hannes, by Dancy, by DMR Wolfman Willie, and then in DMRE Jazz. So four Mercs, and then last but not least, two Porsches. And again, the Porsches are taken up by Gale VDB, currently in 11th position, who I believe started from the pits because he probably didn't press drive at the beginning of the race. So mechanical engineers needed to work their magic on that end. Ooh, Robin going very wide, Dave going very wide. Both individuals off the track, picking up some dust. Dave getting the winning point out of that one. I don't know what happened, but these boys tried to avoid each other severely. It's like you put a magnet in between them and both negative pulses just kick them off side by side. One went to the left and the other one went to the right. Dave being the winner out of the two, managed to control his car, so big ups to him. So where are we? Franken SA, I believe he is driving on console, on a controller, I'm sorry, which is very brave and phenomenal. Shows you that in sim racing you don't necessarily have to have all the glorious wheels and pedals and seats and rigs to enjoy a good sim racing experience. Plenty of boys out there that are phenomenally quick using a controller. I think it's the first time I've seen someone take on a controller in ACC, so big ups on him. So, boys on the stream making bets. This is gonna get interesting. So, can't believe it. These boys are doing serious bets on streaming. So, Paul, aka Rainmaster, indicates that he has Alan or Dave for second place, and then Jacques as Robin to finish top 3. Okay, so I'm kind of following this as you boys go. I'm assuming everyone on the stream is sort of convinced that Skitty will take the victory based on your theories over there. So it's all trying to figure out who's getting third and second. I gotta put it out there. So the meeting. Seeing as we're all betting on this, I'm gonna go Skitty probably as a victory. I somehow believe pace is going to be in the mix there and about. Now, whether that will be between 3 and 4, I'm not 100% sure. But I do believe he's going to be somewhere in the top 5. So, I'm going to go with pace based on where he started. Considering where his situation is, I'll put my bet on the guys with the streams and going Alan Pace, 4th place. Dave, 3rd, and Robin 5th. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Okay, so all bets are on now. This is the Logistical Nightmares. Let's bet for who finishes where in a 2-hour endurance race. Proudly brought to you by Logistical Nightmares in partnership with RaceSpace.pro and of course the broadcasting individuals that helps us today with the bigger events that we just finished about a half an hour ago. Steady state. Now, our whole event is sponsored by Twinz Motosport, a proud sponsor of Logistical Nightmares, UK-based entity company, who's a massive sim racing enthusiast. Okay, let's get back into it. So, since Eleanor Dave and Robin Dobbin did not technically get into each other, Dave has made a massive gap onto that. And now Robin is under severe pressure by DMR Jazz. He's got him all over the back. Again, boys, just to make sure everyone on the stream understands, my money is on this man getting somewhere. So I'm going top 5 at least, by maximum top 4. So he is on the move. Pace for 4th. Yeah. Back to the action. Robin. He's got a Merc on his side view, or back of him. Ooh. Didn't like me at all. He has lost a bit of time to Dave, so Dave seems to be well prepared, got everything into play. Alton Park looks like his favorite track. Popcorn is... Oh, wow, that looks like 4 seconds adrift from Dave. So Dave does look good. Robin Dobbin being chased down by Jazz. And then everyone else on the track is fairly spread out. Skitty 1 is on the move. He looks like he's just going to take the whole victory. 95 minutes of racing still left. $10 o'clock in the morning at Alton. People still making bets on the track. Kinda loving it. I look to my outside at this moment. I see a bit of cloud through my window. Looks a bit rainy. Smells a bit rainy. On track, however, that's not the case. So, where do we sit with these boys? Still cloudy. Track is still green though, which is very interesting. And I guess it's probably for the amount of cars on track. 16 degrees, track temp is 19. Ooh, DMRE Jazz making a tumble out of that corner. Overall, we still have Skitty in the lead, Popcorn 2, Dave 3, Robin 4, Jazz 5th, Wolfman 6, Danzy 7, Hannes 8. Top 8 classified over there. 11 races pitched up today, which is good. So, loving the theme, loving the idea. Double whammy for me, streaming 2 races in 1 week, so that's actually quite cool. Kind of getting used to this. some racing. So, let's backtrack. For the individuals that have joined us, welcome to the LNR Race Day in partnership with RaceSpace and Steady State. Big thanks to those two entities who broadcasted the 6-hour GT4 race at Donington not so long ago. And again, humble thanks from my side to them for doing this, helping us with our Twinz Motosport event on Saturday, 3rd of July. Need some good racing. Stuff is going down. It's gonna get interesting. So I'm gonna go back onto the Delta. I want to have a look and see where we are, because I like finding good races. Daz is hanging on to Robin, looking very, very good. Pace has made up another position, so he has passed Franken. He's making up quite a significant amount of places up. Dave seems to be slowly catching up to Popcorn ZA. Still a bit of a gap there. Popcorn, however, is about 9 seconds adrift from our current race leader, Skitty. Oh, Jazz making a bit of a fumble over there. That looks to me like a back marker. Sorry, that will take a little while to come back. So that is Eleanor Cole, VDP, back marker in position 11. He's currently being lapped by the boys around him. So he's got lots of place to make up. This is going to be tricky. Robin would want to pass as quickly as he can because he knows DMRE Jazz is on his tail. Kale moving to the side, letting the two go. What great sportsmanship that is. He knows that's not his battle. He also is fully aware that those battle is between those guys. But that has brought them a bit closer. Potentially something that Robin didn't want. Needed to clear Kale way before that corner. Does way closer than what he was not so long ago. This is where it's going to count. This is going to be, where do we make the move? Does he make the move? Can he find space to make the move? Again, not long ago, Dave and Robin were battling for a while. Robin covering the inside line. We know the Merc is quick, but we also know, ooh, that's all over the show. Too quick on the throttle there, way too quick. Needs to be a bit more patient. Show of patience might get you a little bit further than what you are. He's getting a bit of dust from Robin. I fully agree with Mr. Vermeulen over there. That was, well, great awareness there from Cole. Did move away, did bring these guys closer together and fighting for it. Pace has brought down the gap onto Hannes. Pace now trying to capitalize on what started off as a bad start for him, making moves as it is. Q3, 2 birds already. He's behind Hannes, and Hannes is not going to make it easy for him. Hannes, who struggled so long to get past Frankie. Space, hoping he can get some space. All over the back of that man. And is covering the inside. Space is gonna make a move on the out. No, still cautious. Not an easy track to make moves. You've got to make the guy in front of you a mistake, compromise his line in some other forms or means, because other than that, there's just no way for you to actually pass them. It's just gonna be so hard. Pace all over the back there. He knows he's quicker. Inside line, taking a dive. Ooh, well awareness there by Hannes, but Hannes is going to come back at him. Saw that Pace, went for it. So close. Again, spectacular awareness from these boys. Now it's all up to Pace to create a gap. He is on the move, on 8th position, far away from Dancy. Definitely seems like he has got the pace behind him. Audi set up well. He's got plenty of space to make up. Robin and Jazz still fighting. So 2 battles on the track at the moment. Robin and Tiamari Jazz. And then Pace, who overtook and passed Hannes. Yeah, that dive, that was a dive. Big dive, big awareness. Big kahunas is what I would call it. Closest battle by far. How shocking is that, just based on the delta, just looking at it at the moment. Pace is definitely quick. He's already made 4 seconds up when he passed Hannes, so he is murdering that Audi. Gonna keep an eye on what Pace does the whole time. Back looking at our leader for the race. Skitty, looking so comfortable in that BM. I think I gotta concur to what Mr. G Max indicated on the previous race stream. Stripes bring space. That BMW looks so good with those double line stripes. And it's been a long day for most people. Starts going, did Skitty make a oops? I probably believe so. We missed it at some point. Popcorn and the delta between him is less than what it was not so long ago. So there is a possibility that he might have made a mistake where he did that. I'm unsure. Doesn't look like he's got any damage on his car though, so probably outbraked himself at some corner or some mark. Still a good long race to occur here, so lots can happen. Anything is open. Pace is definitely the guy I have an eye on. And it's not because my money is on him from a betting standpoint. It's just because he's putting down quick times. I mean, every time I look at the delta on that man, he is closing the gap between him and Dancy. He started in the race with wet tires, wasn't the right tires, and probably a bad mistake on his end, and then had to go and pit the first lap, change his tires, and then since then been trying to catch up to the back. He's passed the 3 individuals, gaining massive amounts of time towards Danzy. Not so sure where he's gonna end up, but he's really putting the laps down. Delta between Popcorn and Skitty seems to have stabilized a bit. Eleanor, Dave, not much in there for him. Doesn't look like he's catching second place. Still looks very comfortable in. I would arguably say that's probably the sexiest generator I've seen. And again, that's me, because I love the color scheme. It just looks so good. Neat, clean, simple. Some orange. Robin has created a gap between him and Jazz. Pace is still eating out on that delta. Gap over there. So these boys are looking very, very comfortable. Popcorn in the Audi. Currently the leading Audi. Looking very good and comfortable. Coming down the sausage end of the track. So this is kind of why I need to start learning the track corners. And gotta admit, one has to love Google, because Google allows us just to figure out things so quickly, learn so quickly, and get a few materials on hand in a snap of a finger. Might be very tricky figuring this out though. So now I have some track details. So this is where we call corner 1, right? So the old hall coming down Avenue, then you have Denton's and Cascades. Cascades corner, running up Lakeside. And then we have Island Bend. So, see if we can do this. Bit of in-cam view. This is what we would call Shell Oils Corner. Into Britain's Essex. Up to your top. And then we have Islops, which is weird. This is such a weird corner name. I'm never gonna remember those at all. Followed by Knickerbrook, Clay Hill, Water Tower, and then Droit's Corner. I applaud the individuals who came up with all these fancy names for this track. But man, that is quite tricky to remember. Nonetheless, British tracks we are. GT Sport Racing, ACC Racing we're doing. With GT4s, that is what I was meant to be. And then of course all of this is sponsored by Twinz Motosport. Manufacturer and supplier of UK quality silicone hoses for all types of vehicles. I do like to broadcast though. Okay, so let's see if we can find some battles out there. I know not all of us want to look at one car the whole time, especially me. I, for one. How did I miss that? Pace has moved up one more position, currently in 7th. Holy smoke and Moses. Dancy must have made a mistake with his Merc. Because he's currently being chased down. Yeah, that one looks damaged. Damaged for sure. In the pits he is. That doesn't seem like that was a planned pit stop arrangement. Dancy in the pits. Massive accident. That's just my best guess. That car looks dirty all over. So he had to have made a severe incident. That opens the gap for Hannes to fall in to the top 10. Frankie is also there. Pace is now catching up on Wolfman Willie, and that's going to be interesting to watch. Wolfman in his GT4 Merc looking very comfortable. Not far behind, not far away from him is Pace. So I'm gonna stick it up to here and see where this goes, because from a racing point of view, I somehow have the feeling Mr. Alador Pace is gonna be up his rear end not long from now. Way there in the background you can see the Audi hunting down the Merc. Dancy in the pits, repairing whatever damage he did have occur. Must have made a big mistake. So doing a bit of promotions here and there, man. So where's everyone's thought at the moment? Everyone that was betting is a betting man, was a betting man. Do you guys still feel you comfortable with your selections? It's looking rary and hairy. Rary and hairy. That Audi is closing the gap second by second, lap by lap, and this is just gonna be epically fun. Looking at the tail end, you can see Alan Pace there heading into that edge, coming up to Hilltop. Slight stance on the other side. Wolfman Willie must be aware that he is being hunted down by a man they call Pace. People calling for penalty shots already. Okay, so interesting race here. It's going to develop. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. Again, I want to go and say just big ups and big thanks for everyone's effort today on a streaming point of view, even from a racing portal and all those things. Oh, maybe I should hold back. I'm gonna hold back. The space and gap has dropped significantly. Look at that Audi. Right on the tail end of Wolfie. Oh, going wide. Creating a speck of dust. Pace is pushing it. Plenty of spaces for Eleanor to make up. Dancy in the pits. Audi attacking the curbs. It's all about pride, trying to regain what is lost at the beginning of the race. Where is Pace gonna make a move? Is he gonna make Wolfie? Looking left, looking right. Oh, going back on the grass again. Ouch. Pace looking for all means to pass here. Wolfman widening that Merc as big as it is. It's not going to be that easy to pass. Pace coming down. He's got the gap. He's got the momentum. He has taken it. Perseverance at its best. That is 5 positions made up in 50 minutes with a pit stop done. Ooh. Look, this man might not win the race, but I can tell you for sure, he is moving. Up again, has decreased. Has Skitty made another error? Because he seems to look good, and then all of a sudden, the delta between him and then Popcorn is like off by like 4 seconds. Wondering what this leader does. Every so often snaps the car, or what's the case? Don't see any significant damage anywhere. Oh wait, that's a dented bonnet. That looks like a dented bonnet. Slightly dented. So, where has he made contact that has caused that bit of aero damage on him? Is that by any means making this man struggle with pace? Cameraman Tim doing very well tonight. Well, thanks for the compliment. Am I cameraman Tim? I'm not 100% sure. So, still trying to do a wrap up for the whole day's events and everything that has occurred. We did a 6-hour endurance race on Donington Park earlier today. Finished about an hour ago. Stop and go penalty for Frankie. Ooh, oh, that's painful. The man went into the pit stop and just entered or exit too fast. We did a 6-hour endurance race on Donington with GT4s. That race was broadcasted by Steady State and then proudly hosted by Raceface. And this is me again. Big thanks to Raceface for doing such a fabulous task for the event. If anyone wants to get hold of them on PC races and so forth, you can go to their website, raceface.pro. They did the race for us today, being involved in quite a lot of things, so big thanks to them. The event is sponsored by Twinz Motosport, so it's gonna be a good day. And we at Logistical Nightmare, and again, console-based community, trying to get everyone involved. And I think there's a good thing that G-Max on the previous race indicated very nicely, is that it's nice to see all communities work together and come together and do such type of events, because we all do it for sim racing. We all love sim racing. So I challenge all other communities out there to call up upon us. Let us know if you want to do something with us. More than happy to stick it up with you guys and do something together. It's an awesome, epic experience event. Back to racing. Let's see where it gets interesting. So Frankie got a stop-go penalty, and that's for speeding in the pit lane. Sketty has got a bit of damage here and there. He is getting, he's creating a gap again to him and Popcorn. Battle on the track, none that I can really see. Everyone looks fairly out on their own. Base and Jazz are soon to meet each other, so I think this is probably about the best place for me to put it at. Yet I have a feeling that Pace will probably need to hike another pit stop again, even though he has cleared each pit stop. So the individuals who has done their pit stop already and cleared it is Dancy, Frankie, and then of course Eleanor Pace. Everyone else on track hasn't done their mandatory pit stop. What we do require from a mandatory pit stop point of view is for them to do a tire change, which is approximately about a 30-second pit stop. And that's just to bring an element of competitiveness and closeness together in between here and there. Get the guys working, get them thinking, and so forth. Now, as said, I suspect Pace will need to do one more pit stop, because I don't think you can take these GT4s on a 2-hour race without fueling, and at some other point his tires are going to give up, even though he's got the right set of tires on after lap 1, which is where his mechanics went off the rails and gave him wet tires. He is trying to chase down Jazz, which is his closest competitor. Jazz looking very comfortable where he is, was very close to Robin, one of the Janettas, not so long ago, but then subsequent to that has moved away drastically. Jazz in the pits. Heading off to Danzy, because he's got Pace behind him again. And now Dancy is technically a lapped individual, or is being lapped by Pace, so I don't see that this is for position. That car looks fixed though, so much better than what it was not so long ago. Still a bit dirt on the left, right hand side. Track is getting faster. Track temp has increased to 22. A bit more cloudier than what it was previously. And again, if I compare it to my realistic weather here in Northern Ireland, it looks about the same. He's hoping he's not going to be held up at all. Needs to make a move. Sticks it on the outside. Gets through. There's me looking at Mr. Dave, comfortably in third position. So, I haven't really fully done it. So here at LNR, we have 2 broadcasts running at the moment. I don't even know if I can actually get the other broadcast, but we do have a secondary race ongoing at this time on our YouTube channel. I'm going to see if I can do some magic, and it's going to probably ask a lot of me. So I can bring in the other channel, which could work or could not work. Let's pop over to my channel. Let's see if I can get 2 racing settings in the same time, because we are still doing the GT Sport racing at simultaneously, which is quite interesting. 2 races at the same time. ACC on the one hand, GT Sport on the other hand. Both endurance type racing. And we're doing this because we enjoy what we do, how we do it. No, I don't think that's any possible to figure out though. That's gonna be very tricky. It would be awesome if I'm in the position to do so. I can probably try another way. There we go. So, managing to watch 2 different streams at the same time. How epic is that? Hey, man, I'm a masterclass of note. Dual screen, dual action for everyone on track. Looks like we have intense battles over there on the GT Sport side of it. Those boys are racing phenomenally quite well, and not to confuse everyone on track, or for those of my viewers looking at my stream, what you're looking at is two different streams broadcasted at the same time. I am looking at one while streaming the other one, and it's actually quite nice looking at the differences, and those boys driving GT4s on Brands Hatch. Brands Hatch. That is our secondary stream being broadcasted by Anthony and Ruan. So do go out, say like it, check it out. It's actually quite nice seeing two different things all over the show. We are going all big here at Logistical Nightmares. 3 races in one day. I call it the LNR day of racing, where we are trying to promote GT4 racing in some other weird way, because no one really gives enough love to them, man. We need to give a bit of love to GT4s. If we don't, who will? Now, some other weird form of fashion, I have lost my mouse, which I can't seem to. Can't seem to have picked up, and I don't know why I've lost it. Probably because I'm doing 5 different things at the same time. There we go. Yeah, back to our racing. I'll give you boys some heads up once I know what's happening on the other side. And again, we are doing 2 races on the GT Sport point of view, but let's focus on our race. So, lots of things have changed. Everyone is green. Everyone is pitted. LNR Pace is the leading car on track, and that's purely because I still believe he needs to pit, and I think everyone else on stream knows that he still needs to pit. However, Popcorn has gapped Dave and Skitty, and Dave are battling it out at this moment, and I thoroughly think that Skitty had some damage, fixed it up, gave away the positions he had, which was first and second. Now he's sitting right behind Dave. So, lots of developments happened since I was playing around and fooling around and giving you guys an overview of all other races everywhere else. Dave and Skitty battling it here. This is poor position. Skitty knows he's got the pace. Dave not gonna give it up that easy. So, I'm loving this. This is good. This is where we should be. This is what's happening. Battle on track. I'm gonna keep my eye out on pace. So pace is about 14 seconds ahead. 14, 12. He's got a bit of distance on him. I still think pace is gonna make it into the top 5. That is just me new looking at how everything looks at from a calculating point of view. Dave, however, is keeping Skitty neat and tidy behind him. Skitty lost plenty, and if I say plenty, that's probably 12 seconds of damage he might have had, if not more, all messed up his pit stop. I really don't know what will happen. I'd love to figure out what the man did, but he went from first to 4th during our pit stop intervals, sitting behind Dave. Dave looks to be on point today. And I'm somehow giving Dave a lot of love these days, but that's just purely because He seems to be the man that is in all these battles. Just places himself in such a place that everyone just wants to battle with Dave. I see a Merc in front of these boys, so that's Dancy ahead of them. 52 minutes to go. A lot can happen. Pace-wise, these boys are doing similar pace. Skitty's gotta be frustrating because I am fairly sure he feels like he can do a lot better than what he is at this moment. Mr. Dave, on the other hand, is on point, not making a single mistake. Skitty just threw it up there. No word of him. He has lost it. Lost it. Oh my goodness. Skitty out. Out of contention. That is what I'm calling it. That Delta is just climbing and climbing and climbing. Skitty out of contention. Top 5 is going to be hard for him to have. It looks like he is back on track again. Now I'm gonna go and see what happened to the man. Oh, that is a hurt BMW. Very, very, very hurt. He is nursing it back to the pits again. That's another pit stop for that man. What an awful outcome. I cannot believe it. I don't know, boys. I have no idea what you think, where you sit. But this is not what this man planned, for sure. Off the pits he goes again. In the pits, he's back, and so is Pace. Pace in the pits, Dave in the pits. Popcorn is the new leader of the race. I am speechless, absolutely speechless. How this has changed. Yeah, so to finish it off, 50 minutes of the race to go. Popcorn is the leader of our race as we speak. Unless something drastically happens to this individual, this is now the new potential winner of the 2-hour Alton Park endurance race. Proudly sponsored by Twinz Motosport. That manufactures suppliers from UK quality silicone hoses for all vehicles and sports vehicles. But in all fairness, can't believe it. Skitty now in 6th position. He is miles away from Dave. Yellow flag out there somewhere. Oh, we seem to have lost an individual. Not 100% sure who disconnected there, but one guy out of the race. We started with 11. We are now back to 10 drivers. Still the 2 DMR boys here. Frankie is here. Hannes is here. Dancy is here. I believe KOVDB is the one we misplaced or has disconnected. Challenges of having QK servers. Okay. Dave currently in second. Robin in third. Leading cars of the pack. Audi, Janetta, followed by a Merc. He's being chased down by an Audi. Skitty, who was the leader of the race for probably about 70 minutes of the track, made two mistakes. One prior to his pit stop, lost time during the pit stop, chasing it hard behind Dave, lost control, went into the barrier, and again had to go and pit again. Face gotta be smiling because now he is ahead of Skitty. So Face started at the back of the race, made a severe decision, bad decision at the beginning of the race, putting on wet tires instead of dry. Made it all the way back up to 5th. Now he's trying to chase down Jazz, currently in 4th. Dave in 2nd. Wolfman Willie in 7th. Hannes, few laps down from Wolfman. Mr. Frankie, the man on controller, he's going to be lapped very soon by, looks like Dave is not far behind him. Yeah, that looks like Dave. Just around the corner from him. Blue flags waving. Let's see what happens. Frankie getting out of the way. Great sportsmanship shown there. The guy on a controller doing a phenomenal 2-hour race with a controller. Again, big ups to him for that. Take my hat off. Dave looking racy. He now sits comfortably in 2nd place. Was third not so long ago until Skitty came out right behind him after many pit stops. Not seeing lots of races anywhere else, so I'm trying to give as much screen time to all the guys out there. We are doing this for a good cause. Boys on GT Sport again on our other stream. Looks very racy that side. It looks actually quite epically fun. Sponsored by Twinz Motosport. 2 races at once. We're doing Alton Park and GT4s, and we're doing Brands Hatch and GT4s. One is on Gran Turismo Sport. The other one is on ACC. Gotta watch the races in between. This is the most streaming we've done in quite a while. We are streaming everywhere, so you will not be bored today. That is for sure. Left, right, middle, center. We are everywhere. That's because we love racing so much. Again, there's not a lot of good racing around here, but it's actually quite fun. I found a battle. So, Frankie versus Danzy. At least I located one, so this is actually good to watch, even if it is at the back of the pack. Frankie on his controller. Dancy had a few mistakes in his race. Covering drive from him. Looking at where he can pass the man. Taking the inside line. This is gonna be dangerous. Yeah. Saw that coming a mile away. Ooh, Okay, so those two boys came together in contact with each other on that corner. That was a bit hairy, if you ask me. I'm not here to judge, I'm just here to watch. Daz looks like he is getting more comfortable with his car. He is about 5 seconds adrift from a Delta point of view on Robin. Pace is still trying to close the gap. 40 minutes left of the race. Track temperature hasn't changed that much. Went slightly up. We're sitting at 23 degrees now. Ambient temp is about 17. No real rain predicted for the next few minutes, so a bit of wind coming up on the one end, but not something to write home about. Track-wise, we still have 10 individuals racing. See if we can look at some timetables. Overall, we have Popcorn leading the race, followed by Dave. Then we have Robin, Jazz, Eleanor Pace, Skitty, Wolfman Willie, Hannes, Danzy, and then Frankenex. From a qualifying standpoint, it wasn't that good. Only half of the grid even managing to put a qualifying lap down. The other half struggled severely. And I think it's purely just because of the rain factor that came to play during the qualifying session. I don't think anyone was prepared for that. So that shook a few hairs, shook a few legs. That caused half of the track to actually just sit on a good qualifying pace. Skitty taking that storm. He now, however, is sitting in 6th place. Based on a couple of incidents, self-inflicted ones nonetheless. So I'm fairly sure he is not very happy with himself. Mr. DMRE Jazz holding up the gap between himself and Mr. Pace, who was on form not so long ago. So does look like a very stable race as it stands. Not a lot of chance. Ooh, that is a big mistake. Big mistake by Jazz. That is going to bring that Audi much closer. Than what he was before. I think it's too early to say that Jazz was feeling the pressure, but I can for sure tell you that he is way closer than what he wanted to be. From a GT Sport point of view, our secondary stream on our channel. Go check us out, guys. LOGISTICALNIGHTMARE.com. Bit of marketing from our point of view. We are a console community. Focusing, well, we were a console community. So we were a console community, predominantly focusing on races, Tron, Assetto Corsa Competition, and then Gran Turismo Sport. Our event runs on Wednesday nights and then on Sunday nights. The end of June, we are kicking off with a PC series for ACC. Do feel free to join us. Our PC races will be posted on simracing.gp. We'll kick off on Tuesday nights. We are doing GT3 6 races, starting on the, I believe, the 22nd of June or the 20th of July is race 1. So do feel free to hook us up and come check us, see what we do, what we're all about. This race, however, is sponsored by Twinz Motosport, proud sponsor of Logistical Nightmare. This is race 2/race 3. First race was done in partnership with Raceface and Steady State, 6-hour endurance race on Donington, also in GT4s. That was closed off probably about an hour or two ago. Epic race, do go check it out on raceface.pro. Where we stand now, 36 minutes left of a 2-hour endurance race. Looking at a guy called Eleanor Pace. He is hunting down the guy in front of him, DMRE Jazz, trying to get that 4th place position. Going to be hard for this individual to get cracking into the top 3 podium position, but there is a chance that he can get into the top 4. It's not going to be easy because it doesn't seem like DMRE Jazz, Mr. Jazz, is going to relinquish that spot very quickly. They are running very similar pace, but Mr. Eleanor Pace is definitely pushing as hard as he can. 10 drivers on spot. Popcorn ZA is the leading car, and he leads the race by about a 10 seconds deficit to Mr. Eleanor Dave, who is followed by Robin Dobbin in the second Janetta. DMRE Jazz, we just spoke about him, in 4th. Pace in 5th. Skiddy 1 in 6th. Wolfman Willie in 7th. Someone's off the track. That is Frankenweenie. For Franken SA. He's probably going to bite my tongue off at the end of the race, spelling his name or pronouncing it wrong. Franken. I'm just going to go Frankie. I know him as Frankie, Mr. Frankie in his Porsche. Taking on ACC with a controller, and again, big ups to him for doing so. On the charge, Wolfman 7th, Hannes 8th, Dancy 8th, 9, and Frankie 10. Again. Where is the boys that were calling the bets? Paul reckons Dave might catch Popcorn, Jazz to chase Robin, Pace to chase Jazz, Skitty trying to chase, but he lost in time. That BMW had a double whammy in one race. Not what Skitty intended at all. Started off flying in the beginning of the race, and now he sits comfortably in 6th after 2 severe incidents. Now we'll say self-inflicted upon himself. Now something occurred here, and I spotted it by chance. If ever there was going to be a battle, this is kind of where it looks like it's going to sit. Robin must have made a mistake at some point, because that gap between Jazz and Robin was quite far off. And now this has become a 3-way tie for 3rd place. The final podium spot. Ooh, bit wild, bit wild, bit wild. Probably no pun intended. Very aggressive in some other viewpoint, but now all 3 boys are back together again. I'm fairly confident after that side swipe, one of these cars have got some damage. Let's see if we can keep it clean, boys. All we want is clean, good racing. Daz, who wanted to make a move, get past Robin, has now got pace behind him. Three-way battle for sure. Daz, slip, slide, slip, slide. Whew, how he controlled that. Ooh, that car is struggling. Pace is going to make a move. Sticker on the inside with him. I'm just going to look at it from this angle. See who's the bravest one. Daz conceding the position for now, but Pace on the chase. Robin hoping that these boys are battling way harder so that he can have and maintain the gap he's got, which is not a lot. Why does it sound like I'm a poet again? That Merc definitely has some damage. And all over the show, off the track, on the track. Pace now much closer. This is definitely a new battle on the rise. Pace, can he get into the top three? Unbelievable. If I was a betting man, now it's up to Robin to see how he can keep Pace behind him, which I don't think is going to be easy at any given point. Right, we're all got to be cautious, got to be aware where we are, what do we do. Gas falling a bit behind. That purely because of the damage that he incurred trying to make a position. Pace looking, not going to make it. See where the best place is. Everyone knows I love good battles. This is one for sure. 30 minutes of racing to go. Oh, Pace sticking it on the inside. Not happening. Great cover there by Robin. As this battle commences, Jazz creeping slowly in. Dave. Ooh, why am I diving? Oh. Let's see how this turns out. Robin very cautious, covering all lines. Alton Park, not an easy place to make a move or a pass. You gotta outthink the driver ahead of you. And while you do that, you have one more driver on your tail that wants that position as well. Three-way battle for a podium. Jazz, Pace, Robin. All three of these cars have got good qualities. 1, 2 in corners, 1, 2 straight line speed. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Oh, that's all I'm doing. I'm closing my eyes. How did that unfold? Oh, I need replays for that. I need replays. I didn't see any contact. These boys did make it well and lasted well. Jazz on the grass again. Frankie, stop, go again. So, going into that corner, that is some epic driving. All three cars made mistakes. How they came out of it without causing a massive collision is shocking. Shocking. But hey, Malos. Welcome to the stream. Probably not as exciting as what I wanted it to be. Then you have 10 drivers here. GT Sport guys are racing on the other end as well, so go say hi to them. Currently taking a quick break. So race 1 on the GT Sport side is done and dusted. The secondary race will happen not long after this one. They're getting the new drivers in there, and then they're going to do race 2 for the GT Sport side of it. It looked like good fun over there. Lots of interaction on that side. Here, oh, a lot has happened. A lot has happened. It's a complete understatement if I say that. Let's see if I can recap all of this. Still no rain, so it's actually quite good. Very dry race for these individuals. They must be very happy because of that. Qualifying session. So, at the qualifying time, these boys were shocked. Like, weather swept them under the feet. ACC brought rain on Saturday for the qualifying session. Half of the individuals didn't really set up a qualifying lap. Then the race started and it kicked off. Looked well, looked great from the start. However, got information on the sideline that Mr. Eleanor Pace didn't put dry tires on his car. He was running in wet sets at the start. So that meant he had to go and pit from wherever position he was and then all the way to the back. Subsequently to that, he has made up all the positions from there, currently sitting in 4th. Skitty, who set a phenomenal qualifying lap down, led the race from start till about 20 minutes ago. Had self-inflicting incidents, one prior to his pit stop, one after his pit stop, which now has caused him to sit in 6th place with his BMW, and he is far off the leader at the moment. Consistent drivers thus far is Dave and Robin. And again, these are the consistent guys, and something happened again. Pace was 3rd. Pace probably made a mistake now again. There's so much happening, I can't keep track anymore. Like, I cannot. This is just too unreal. Words cannot express. When I'm done, I'm gonna need lots of ice, beer on everything. These boys have kept me entertained the whole time. Now Pace is struggling with pace. He is slowly falling behind. To me, Sigjet, well, if you had to ask me, like, driver of the day, in essence, is the top 3 guys currently. So Popcorn, stable from the word go. Eleanor Dave was 1 position below Robin at the start. However, he made up a lot of paces, so 2 positions from him. Stable. Robin Dobbin, very stable, very solid. Pace had to make up a lot of positions and probably fighting very hard to maintain that momentum. DMR Jazz in his Merc has pace, struggles to maintain a good consistency. Skitty, self-inflicted incidents. Wolfman Bully goes well, takes it easy, enjoys the race. Anna's been involved in a few good side-by-side, door-to-door actions. Danzy, couple of mistakes, sitting comfortably in 9th. Frankie, the only guy that I know that's on a controller, and I beg to differ, I could be wrong. He's doing a phenomenal race where he is. I don't know about you guys, and unless I've missed something else, this is really, really going all over. Mr. Mark. Now that's a good question, Mr. Mark. Is pace on the tire he fitted on lap 2? Not 100% sure. He has been quick, but he is struggling now a bit on pace. But I somehow suspect that might be a bit of damage. So from a damage standpoint of view, I cannot see anything off the bat. Again, these guys had the opportunity of having 5 tires. So we're not that insane from tire restriction limitation point of view today. We've kept it fairly open. I mean, it's a 2-hour race, 15-minute qualifying, 5-minute qualifying, 5-minute qualifying. And of course they had a practice session of 15 minutes. So none of them used the dry tires for qualifying. I hope they didn't. Which would have still left them with 4 sets of tires for a 2-hour race. I just believe the pushing and perseverance from where he started to where he ended is getting to him. So it's an endurance. Keeping up quick pace the whole time for 2 hours, 120 minutes, is a lot to ask. Guys on the stream indicating to me that the time is coming down between Popcorn and Dave. Looks like it. Probably not a lot. Nothing I'm writing home about. Keeping an eye on these guys because they are in close proximity to one another. Daz has fallen a bit off the wayside. Was very close in contention with Pace not so long ago. Look at the guys at the back of the pack. Dancy with his Merc. Quite interesting that there's so many Mercs chosen for this track. I would have never thought that the Merc is the better car here. Ideally, the Aston is the safe car bet from a GT4 point of view. Ooh! I call that commentator's curse, commentator's curse. That is a bad wall-to-wall knock. That is going to hurt for sure. A touch on the grass at Alton at any point will send your car to a barrier. It is hard to keep it on track the minute you touch the back end of your car on track. It's probably going to be a very crazy finish. I won't argue with that. We still have 17 minutes from a race point of view. So this is kind of good. Very little incident. So again, big thumbs up to the individuals racing today. No incidents except for those self-inflicted ones. Yet I dare to say who did that. But very clean start. Loved it phenomenally. Ooh, pace all over the show. He is pushing. Just not able to get that car settled. Not 100% sure why he's struggling. I'd really love to know after the race where his challenges were, why and what happened to the third stint of his time. Janetta's doing very well though. So these top three guys, who I believe has been the most consistent since the start of the race, continues to do what they do, they'll finish well. They will definitely finish well. Skitty still in 6. DMR Jazz struggled, been racing well. Base doesn't look like he's got a good stint now. So, like I said, curious to know what happens. Yeah, no, good dancing. So, individuals that made bets, placed bets, where are you? Where are you? What are we saying now? What was it? What was it again? I hope you kept track of it. And while you guys keep track of it, oh, that looked like a Merc on the sidewall. That is Wolfman. Wolfman in the walls. Now, I don't know what's the hardest track though. Whether it be Alton or Brands. Between those two, from experience, I would say they both are very similar. Like, very, very similar. Put your tire on the grass, you will probably spin. If you miss your brake point, you will probably have more damage than what you wanted. So, constant focus is of high demand on both those tracks. Two British tracks that I believe needs full attention all the time. Donington, not so much. Snetterton, lots of straight. Silverstone, lovely track. So, high demand requirement tracks, British standpoint of view, on ACC, has to be Brands Hatch and Alton. That's my food for thought for the day. If you change camera angles, it takes forever, so apologies for that. And then, concluding the day, 12 minutes of racing on ACC console side, here by Eleanor. Again, I would love to say thanks to everyone supporting the whole day and the initiative of the day. we were sponsored again by Twinz Motosport Racing. They are a manufacturer and a supplier of UK-made quality silicone hoses for all vehicles, and again, they do sports vehicles as well. Proud sponsor of Logistical Nightmares. Thanks for them to reaching out to us to create such a fantastic day today. PC Endurance Racing was done in partnership with Logistical Nightmares and Raceface plus Steady State. That finished about 2 hours ago. Great race by the guys that did partake in it. That was about 6 hours of Donington in GT4's team racing event. And again, my humble thanks to the guys that did the streaming and the commentating from their point, giving up their weekend for such an awesome event today. We have got about 11 minutes left on our end before this race concludes, and we're only doing one race on ACC today. We have a secondary race ongoing currently. Now, race 2 on its visual on our streaming side again. So good to see that. Gran Turismo Sport Racing. The guys are currently, I believe, doing their qualifying session. Visually, it just looks amazing. Two races streamed at Logistical Nightmares all in one go. Fantastic to see everyone participating. My last and final thanks for the day is every one of you from a supporting point of view. Big ups, big thanks. It was absolutely nice having you. When you're done over here, don't be shy, go over to the other stream. As you can see over there, they're going to start their race. They've got 90 minutes of racing at their end. So that's going to be good to watch. Guys streaming on our page as well. So go check them out. Lovely to watch. I'm going to head over there in the next 10 minutes. Recapping and finishing up this race. Oof. All pages down, all pages down. Started off with 11 drivers. We currently have 10. Lost one in the interim. Eleanor Pace seems to be in 4th. My bet was him around about 4th, give or take. Skitty 1, really struggling. Leader of the pack, Popcorn ZA. This is not what he expected, but that's happening. Keeps it clean, keeps it real. Then this is the potential winner of the day. I'm not going to talk too soon because anything can happen, like absolutely anything. I would have never guessed that when we started the race we would be where we are now. Skitty looked like he had this in the bag from the word get-go. Pace, my thought and theory was that he's going to go from 0 to hero at the back to the front, fight for the winning podium over there, but he made a mechanical error, so that has cost him quite a lot. The consistent guys, Popcorn, Dave, Robin, they came to win. That's definitely the case. Now we give a bit of on board. Hi, Popcorn. Taking us through a lap. All looks so smooth, so easy, so soft and gentle gear changes. Boys jumping into the stream, Mr. Vermeulen asking, wondering what happened to Skitty. Well, give you a quick recap. Prior to Skitty's pit stop, I believe he had some damage, which he then repaired. Again, when he came out of the pits, he was sitting in third position behind Dave, and then murdered himself on a corner, which then required him to retreat back all the way to the pit stop and do a second repair. Hence, he has lost so much position. But unfortunate, absolutely unfortunate. Wouldn't have been him, didn't want to be him. Corner that took him out was at Shell Will's corner, straight into the barrier after Island Bend, which is that awkward left-hander where two cars shouldn't go too wide. He was behind Dave, so I think it's just an honest mistake. Couldn't get the car to stop, and then straight into the barrier. Wolfman Willie into the pits. I would guess that is probably needed. Fuel, something along that line. He did have a fender bender with the wall. That's from recollection. And we've lost two drivers. Oh! Ho, ho. How did we lose two drivers now again? 4 minutes into the final section of the race, two more drivers disconnected. We are left with 8 drivers for the finish. How unfortunate. 3 disconnects in one race. Nancy, probably one of them. Wolfman Willie is there. I know we lost Eleanor Kyle VDB. Haven't lost the top 3 boys. Pace doing a drive-through. That means he is going to lose that position to Jazz. Jazz coming down the straight. No, this is going to be very close. Look, Pace still maintains that position, but it might get very interesting on the last few minutes of the race. Drive-through penalty is caused by track warnings. So that was the long story short. Sorry, I probably said too much there. Battle point of view, this is the one probably to watch out for. These guys are the closest on track. Don't see anywhere else in the near vicinity of them. Frankie in the pits. Seems like he is going to remain in the pits. Oh, Hannes on stream. It was Hannes DC'd in P8. Utter shame. Utter shame. Well drive, man. Well driven with your Merc. Ooh. Pace. Into the dust. Loses one more position. This is definitely one Pace is wanting to forget. Everywhere he's struggling. Not his day, not his day. Had so much hope. Unlucky for everyone. There's lots of unluck to everyone. I have not seen a race where so many people have had so much bad luck. At all. This is one for the books, and I'm calling it one for the books. Affected. Pace, tires, now spinning all over the show. Skitty leading the race, self-inflicted incident, dead. DC, Hannes in the pits. Dancy, DC. Calvidi, DC. Top boys in my opinion, Popcorn, Dave, Robin, killing it as it is. Leader on the final lap. Only a couple of corners for him to take the victory here. Brilliant drive by the man. Didn't overdo it, kept it simple. I mean, you can listen to that and it just sounds like he's calm, cool, collected, allowing the car to bring the pace. Started in second place, bringing it home for the victory. Final 2 corners. What a race. Winner of ACC LNR Race Face Steady State Motorsport event, Popcorn ZA. This man must be epically happy. Well done, Popcorn. Well done. Dave coming in second place with his victory. Fantastic drive with that Janetta. Still got a bit to go here so we can feature these 2 individuals taking their victory lap. Well done, gents. What a good drive. Popcorn winning it for the Twinz Motorsport event on ACC PS4, followed by Dave. Robin Dobbin coming in 3rd place. Skitty in 6th. He's in the pits. Wolfman Bully in 7th. Rounding up the podium position, Robin Dobbin and his Janetta. Right in front of him is Franken. He's going to finish in 8th. Fantastic drive by these boys. And then last but not least, Pace. Eleanor Pace running up 5th place, top 5. Oh wait, there's Jazz in 4th. There we go, sorry. Almost missed this. Ooh, Pace off. Jazz hitting it off in 4th. Pace went to collect a couple of things. What a good race. Session has ended. This was absolutely good fun. Again, everyone, do go out, check out our other race on the other end of it. Those boys are definitely still racing and is continuing to race. It's gonna be epic to watch it. Big thanks to our sponsor once again, Twinz Motorsport. And again, thank you for everyone watching. This was a joint venture between Logistical Nightmare, Raceface.pro, and then, of course, Steady State. Do catch us next time. Hope to see you soon. Be good. Next race.